Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. This is
SkinnyPost.com, giving you the weekly skinny as we head into week 6. How you doing, Gil?
Just living the dream, my friend. What's the good word?
Oh, nothing much. We're just ready to hop into some NFL action. Let's just go right ahead and jump right in. Can anyone really beat the Packers? I mean, does it matter? Let's be honest. Green Bay looks so good right now to me. I just see this team that has all these weapons and the best quarterback in the league. So, how do you beat them? Does it matter?
Does it matter?
I mean, does any other team right now really pose a threat to the Packers?
I think the only team that poses a threat to the Packers are the Packers themselves. Aaron Rodgers, he's doing his own thing. I mean, he's putting up ridiculous numbers. I mean, he's got 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, he's completed 129 of 180 passes.
And that's the thing, Gil. What happens if a Donald Driver goes down or Greg Jennings? Big deal. I mean, it does hurt. And I'm not going to say big deal. Those guys are important. But they have so many other guys to throw the ball to now.
Yeah, I mean, last game he connected with 12 different receivers.
Exactly. And he is so mobile, and he's got such a rocket arm, and he's so accurate. And now he's playing with confidence. The only question that I have about the Packers is I think a totally different style team could take and maybe cause some damage. You know, make like a Ravens team that could play, very aggressive at the line of scrimmage, throw off some rhythm, and run the ball and keep, the Packers on the bench. I think that's the only way you're going to beat them.
Or injuries. I mean, injuries didn't hurt him last year, but I think you never know from year in year out. I think they just what's his name? Their left tackle got hurt this last game, didn't he?
Yeah, they did lose him. He looked like he pulled his right hamstring pretty bad, so we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, and that's pretty tough guy to lose. But again, the Packers find a way to throw guys right back in, and they work out pretty fine.
But I mean, they're playing like they're the champions, and they have the confidence that you'd like to see in a Super Bowl champion, like a repeating champion. Mr. Rodgers is running his offense like he's been doing it for years, and it's everyone's responding well to they're playing team ball, which is great to see early on.
Yeah, their defense isn't that great right now.
But overall.
Yeah, I mean, overall, they're playing well. But I don't know. I think when it comes down to playoff time at the end of the year, I just don't see anybody going into Lambeau to win. And even if somebody else gets home field advantage, they better not be a dome team because the Packers in a dome are just methodical. They're scary.
Hey, what if the Seahawks started winning? You had to come up to Seattle to play. I'm just kidding.
I know. All right, something serious is on the horizon out in Denver over the Mile High Mountains. They have named Tim Tebow the full-time starter in Denver. Denver has a bye week, so they get a nice week to install the game plan and get him up to speed. And then they go down to Miami where they face the Dolphins, which is actually down here. It's going to be Gator Appreciation Day. They're going to do some Florida Gator Appreciation stuff, so it's going to be a huge event for Tebow, and it's just going to be bananas. What do you think about Tim Tebow being the starter in Denver?
I think Jesus has finally taken the wheel, and I think it's about time. I mean, if Orton, if the words you describe your quarterback are reliable and just, he guts it out. He's like a Ford Taurus if you're talking about cars.
He's heady. He's a heady player.
He's reliable. He'll get you there.
And he's not. He's not reliable. He's made terrible mistakes this year.
Right. I mean, in the beginning of the season, well, the funny stat is he's 6-21. Was that his record
with the Broncos?
In the last
since they went 6-0, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be right.
That's kind of scary.
Well, he's been on a horrible team, first of all.
And then, I mean, he hasn't been hot lately.
Here's the biggest issue. He's now with a defensive head coach. He was with an offensive head coach, and he played okay. He's with a defensive head coach. He's regressed a little bit in this system. And here's the thing with Orton. He's not the guy. We all know he's not the guy. Here's the thing. I've said this all along with this whole Tebow situation. I knew Tebow would come in and be the starter. And I knew it would take a couple of games for Denver to get out of it because they owed the veterans at least a shot at trying to go to the playoffs. And I agree with that too. You might as well go at it. You know, you start off 1-4. You look realistically at your team. You say, okay, we're going to make a change. I understand that as well. The problem that I realistically have is I think that Fox and Elway and company and the Broncos brass knew from the get-go that the Broncos were not going to be a playoff team. And I think they got a little greedy with their trade talks with Orton in Miami, and I think they should have pulled the trigger for whatever Miami was willing to offer.
I mean, they're paying Orton $9 million.
I don't care about the money because at the end of the day, it's not my money, and they figure out a way to get it in the cap anyway. The thing that I worry about, or not worry, I should say, but the thing that I wish to see would be to get something for Kyle Orton. Now the leverage is completely gone. You're going to end up releasing him outright at some point. And,
well, I mean, but you paid $9 million for a guy to play 5 games for you?
Well, you had to. What choice did you have? The Denver Broncos quarterback situation was misery.
Yeah, they should let him go earlier.
They should have traded him when they had an opportunity.
Got some for him.
How do you think Tebow will do as an NFL quarterback?
I think it's tough to say. I think if you, I'm not going to say, I'm going to say it, but dumb down the offense a little bit and let Tebow do what he does best, rather than start critiquing him on the mechanics. Let him win, baby. Just like Al Davis would say, just let him win.
Yeah, I say, hey, let him have it. Here's his audition to see if he's the future of the Denver Broncos at quarterback. If he's not, and Denver fails miserably, then you've got an opportunity to go out and draft the future of your franchise in the next year. Here's my biggest concern is that, just like you said, they dumb it down. Let him throw it. Let it all hang out.
Let him run it.
Let him do whatever he wants to win ball games. I don't know if the energy that he has will carry, so to speak. I don't think that he's going to get that on the road. The home crowd is rocking for Tebow, but on the road he's not going to get that kind of love. I mean, people will support him, but you know what I mean. He's not going to feed off that energy. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays on the road in a tough environment where teams take away his one-dimensional play, if you will. So we'll see. You never know. You never know.
And one thing about Tebow, all I can say is that guy is a football player, regardless of what people might think is mechanics or whatever, from college and, what players have been saying around. He's a football player, and he'll do whatever it takes to win. It won't be the prettiest, but he'll grind it out. So
yeah, he's a winner. You're right. He's done it at every level. So
let him see.
Now, let's go right into, so far, we've had a small sample of this season. So what would be your biggest surprises as we head into Week 6? What would you look at if you didn't see any of the first month of football, and you picked up the newspaper today and you looked at the sports section and saw the NFL and said, what? What would be the biggest surprise?
Well, it's got to be the Eagles, man. 1-4. Dream team hype, and that I'm gonna stop talking about the Eagles. I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills. If you would have told me the Bills would have been doing what they've been doing, that's surprising.
That is surprising. I'll go even. I'm gonna go the other coast. I'm gonna go San Francisco 49ers.
True.
I'm surprised with them. Harbaugh came in, and you see what he's doing with Alex Smith. I mean, Alex Smith's not a world beater. I'm not saying he's torching it, but he's playing efficient. He's not turning the ball over. He's not putting his team in a position to lose. Their defense is locking teams up. Look what they did to Tampa Bay this week.
Yeah, maybe Alex Smith's been hanging out with Andrew Luck.
You never know.
Drinking some luck juice, the guy is rubbing off on the kid. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, and their defense looks good. I like the Niners a lot. They're a surprise to me. I mean, obviously Buffalo.
Their offense is inconsistent, but I guess it's their defense. You have to give big props to the defense too.
Yeah, that's true. But I agree with you though. The Eagles are a surprise. It's surprising. It is, but it isn't. I mean, there's just so many different personalities and different guys coming together. It's going to take some time, and then you factor in that it was a shortened off season to begin with, and I could see how the Eagles would struggle out of the gate. But it's always better to gel late than it does to gel early. So you'd rather see that hot streak come in December than you would see them go get hot in September and fizzle off later.
You're true.
All right, let's just go ahead and wrap this weekly skinny podcast up. What are your top 3 teams in the AFC and your top 3 teams in the NFC?
Top 3 in the AFC. I'm going to go Baltimore. Baltimore Ravens. Looking pretty tough. Got a little swag going. I got Patriots second. I still believe that they will pull it together come playoff time, because I believe they'll make it to the playoffs. They have the experience. And I'm going to go Buffalo Bills right behind them. Even though the Patriots beat them, I think if they saw them again, it might be a different story. But Buffalo Bills, I got to give them credit from where they're, what they've been doing. So that's my 3 right there.
It's a good 3. The Bills did beat the Pats this year, but the Patriots still have Brady. And anytime you have Brady, I think that's a trump card when you're ranking teams. Unfortunately, it is.
In Westwell?
Yeah, I like Baltimore number 1. They are pretty tough. Have a bye week to. That'll be interesting too. Having an early bye week. I wonder if that will affect a veteran team later on. Instead of getting it around week 9 or 10, and getting it early. And now you got to run off 10 or 12 or 13 straight games. And if you go into the postseason, maybe more. But I still like Baltimore number 1, Patriots number 2, and then I got the Bills number 3. On the flip side of that coin in the NFC, I like the Packers at number 1. I think they're a well-oiled machine. Their confidence level is high right now, and with due reason, they're playing great. Number 2, I have Detroit Lions. And this is like a fine line because I have the Saints at number 3, and I could see the Saints beating the Lions in New Orleans, and I could see the Lions beating the Saints in Detroit. So it's 50-50. I'm going to go with the better record and the feel-good story. So Detroit's at number 2 for now, and then the Saints come in at number 3.
I'm going to go with the Packers. They look tough, man. The champions. I can't say anything more about them. They're just balling. Saints, I still think Drew is feisty. You get him in the playoffs, he might even surprise people this year and beat the Seahawks.
Seahawks aren't getting in the playoffs.
I know. Tavares Jackson, don't sleep. Detroit Lions are my 3rd team. Man, last night I was pretty impressed. That front 4 is ridiculous. I think there's an energy that the Dominican Sue brings to that front 4, man. And you can't double team everybody because someone's coming. So Lions closing it out, my number 3.
Yep, that's a very good rankings. I can't disagree, and maybe a little bit with I like Lions a little bit better than the Saints right now. We greatly appreciate everybody stopping in for the Weekly Skinny. I'm Steve O'Reilly, and that's Gail Saunders, and we're giving you the Skinny 24/7.